Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are back for some F1 25 driver career mode with Apxgp, ready for round number 5 for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Welcome back to another video, and welcome to another episode of career mode. It is finally the 5th round of the championship with Apxgp. If you did not check out the last episode, please go check that out. It was around the Bahrain Grand Prix. And to be fair, it was very much of a stinker weekend. It was honestly a pretty rough weekend. We didn't score points. We honestly, if we didn't do any heroics, we probably maybe would have scored points. But again, that's probably being a little too optimistic. But desperation move didn't work, and unfortunately, we had floor damage and all that bad stuff happening. So not the way that the triple header has been wanting to go. I think we've had a DNF and a 19th place finished, and now hopefully we could turn something around for Jeddah. And speaking of Jeddah, we have some massive upgrades coming into the car. Massive upgrades. We had a huge upgrade package coming in, and this hopefully is going to give us the performance boost that we need. And I believe a lot of it was major upgrades getting ready for Jeddah. Originally I thought they were going to come around Miami time. That was not the case. So this is very much of a good thing to get these upgrades on board, and also some ERS upgrades, which actually might come into play here, because considering that some ERS, I will take some of that, thank you very much, and also some other things as well. But yeah, honestly, the car just the car does definitely need some more performance unlocked. I'm definitely a little bit struggling with the car still. I'm not at the 100% best, but we'll keep on chipping away at it. And we got this major rear downforce upgrade that actually can come on time ready for Imola, and we will put that on. I think that actually might be Monaco, I apologize. But we're going to see sort of where we stack up. But yeah, 3 major upgrades coming into the car, and we'll see where we are. And there we go, look at that. We have jumped ahead of Haas, V-Carb, and Alpine. So that is really good considering. And we're right in the mix between Williams and Aston Martin, so right in that mix of the midfield, which is pretty strong. But FP1 is done and dusted. Jeddah has always been a track where I feel like I can unlock my potential, and so far we're kind of showing the ropes a little bit. But 1.8 seconds on the off the pace, but to be fair, it's just practice. It don't really matter. But yeah, tune the setup a little bit. Setup feels pretty good. Car feels pretty good. And yeah, so we'll honestly like to see a big qualifying advantage. We have yet to get out of Q2. Let's see if we could try to change that today.
Welcome to the Jeddah Corniche, one of the fastest circuits on the calendar. But let's see who will be fastest of them all. We're about to set the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's qualifying.
And here we are, time for qualifying under the lights on a Saturday night. And always love me a good qualifying session under the lights. It's always pretty good. But yeah, there's definitely some things we have to work on, and that is the qualifying pace. I believe we have yet to get into Q2 at all this season. Brad Pitt has made, I think, 1 Q2. But yeah, we have yet to make one in, so it's going to be really important to get one in today. Considering that we really haven't been looking too promising so far at the start with Apxgp. It's kind of been a little bit of a downfall, and you know, obviously being the fictional brand new team coming into the grid, it's also very challenging to kind of get everything right so far. But as we now approach our first qualifying run so far, and felt pretty good in between there, and then finally the bad stuff comes into play, and there is a invalidation right there. And yeah, maybe I had to do a slight lift going into that part of the track. So we're going to back off, and we're going to try again as we go down for a little cool down lap. Thankfully, the car was still at 0%, so it was actually pretty good for the start of the lap with the tires. But yeah, here we go down into number 1. And so far nailing the first 2 apexes, which are actually pretty strong, as now we approach down into probably one of the better corners of this track. And super flowing if you just got to hit the corners right. As we go left and right, it's super fascinating to hit this corner. And so far it's like it flat out all the way through. I might have to do a small, maybe a big lift actually through that part. It should be probably not a full lift. You probably roughly could be flat out. into that last corner, depending on your car per se. But it roughly sort of just depends on how good your car is as we now approach into the next couple of corners. And yeah, honestly, that felt pretty good underneath the. I actually, for the longest time, I thought that was actually a hotel section. I don't know what you would call that. That's just some weird looking building, but ignore that part. But as we now approach the last corner, where is this actually going to put us? We go across the line. It's a 129.5. That puts us P12 of 22, so 10 positions up. Then a couple of the other guys only a full second off the front. But yeah, that lap actually felt pretty good, and Brad is definitely 1.6 seconds off. So we're going to go out again. And I think we should be safe in the Q2. I don't think any of the guys would really improve, but we're just going to go out there and see what happens. This is on a brand new set of tires, I believe. This is not on a used set, but we're going to probably use a used set in the Q2 if we get into it. But like I said, I think we should be confidently in the Q2 as we now approach, trying to go flat out and hit the outside. Oh, and that is the wall. Definitely pushed a little bit too much, found over the limit, and not ideal to make a mistake through there. But yeah, I was definitely giving that car everything. But yeah, we are into Q2, and kind of figured we were going to be. I don't really think we needed to go out, but I believe Alex and Jack and all those guys went out behind me, so kind of had to figure it out. But yeah, Brad Pitt is second to last. Not great, 1.6 seconds off, but now he kind of knows how I've been feeling when he's been gapping me by a second. But yeah, that's honestly your Q1 exit so far, and yeah, Q2, that's looking very strong. First Q2 of the season for us, so definitely is a big improvement. And now approaching into Q2, this car actually felt really good. Really good as we get some traffic in the last corner, but it's okay. But yeah, the car honestly felt really strong as we approach. We're going to try to get that slipstream from Fernando Alonso to come across the line now where he's actually going to push. This is a used set of tires actually. It's a 130.3, or I think there's 130.3 on the top. But yeah, Verstappen 127.9. But yeah, definitely got to find some time, but we will find a lot of that time on that brand new set of tires. So Q3 could happen. Q3 could happen, but let's keep the expectations low. We don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, I mean, anything is possible, and the margins to get into Q3 are very tight. But Nico Hülkenberg is actually having a day of his life right now. He's actually into, he was on the borderline of Q3. But let's take a full lap around the Jeddah circuit. I'll walk you through as you now approach turn number 1, down into third gear. Hit the first one, hit the second one. As you now approach, use up all the exit you can, and you sort of want to go right here, and then you want to swing the car through the right, go down into fifth gear, use up the exit curb through there, and now you want to sort of just have the confidence. You want to keep the car flat out all the way as you can, and so far it's looking very strong as we now approach, and where is actually going to put us 4/10 up, so it's actually a very good strong lap so far. But yeah, you can see a 32.7, so that's actually a really good first sector. Not really a purple sector, but it's okay as you now approach down into these corners. This corner coming up here is very tricky to sort of get on the exit, and we're probably going to be struggling a little bit with kissing the inside wall. That's not really ideal on your final push lap. And yeah, you don't want to hit that inside wall, but that corner is very tricky to get on the throttle, and especially with that curb just coming up, and it could just really catch the car out a lot. And that's kind of one of my weaker corners. Now we approach down into the fastest corner, and so far actually felt pretty good. We actually found a couple tenths going through there, and now you want to hog the inside line. You just want to follow the race line as best you can, hog the inside line, use up all the track you can. And now approaching into the Max Verstappen corner, you do not want to hit the outside wall. Thankfully the outside wall is a little bit more extended out to the right, and so far that actually felt really good as we're going across the line. We found a full second on this lap. Is this going to put us into Q3? We come across the line. I don't think we made it. Oh, we didn't make it. It was close. I think that was very close, but that is P12, so that is actually not bad considering half our other qualifying performances have been like 20th and 16th and all that. But we'll see how bad. We'll see how the gap is as we come across. But oh man, we could have actually gotten to Q3. We could have knocked out Yuki Tsunoda if we were that close. But yeah, maybe that kiss with the inside wall didn't really help. But yeah, like I said, the margins are very tight, and yeah, giving up. Yeah, we weren't far off Q3, so that's actually really strong considering that the pace that we have is actually really strong. So that big upgrade package really helped this car and actually felt a lot better in this car. But we'll see how the race pace is, and yeah, we'll give it a good go. Like I said, I think that this car will be okay around the streets of Jeddah, but you never know what's going to happen. So let's get ready for the race and give some hell.
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the Lower Hijaz Mountains to visit one of the newest circuits on the Formula One calendar. We're in Jeddah, home to what we all hope is going to be a thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Russell, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Hülkenberg, and Liam Lawson, Joker, Doohan, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Stroll, Albon, Sainz, Esteban Ocon, and Gabriel Bortoleto, Hadjar, Gasly, Hayes, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Hey, look at that. We moved up another position from some penalties. But welcome to the grid. 25 laps. It's looking like a one-stop race around the streets of Jeddah. And to be fair, Jeddah is always 10. I feel like Jeddah is always roughly that one-stop strat. So this is actually going to be really strong so far for us. But the one-stop strat is the way to go. We'll see. I think some people might do a two-stop. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, honestly, I don't really know what to expect. I'm hoping for points, considering that we will definitely going to need some points, considering that half the midfield teams are starting to get some points on board, and specifically some of the bigger teams behind us, they're going to be starting to catch here in a couple of races. So we're going to have to survive for 25 laps, but every cross for the 5 red lights here around Jeddah. Lights out and away we go. Actually got a pretty decent start. Jumped ahead of Liam Lawson already at the start, and moved up a couple positions already as we go down the inside, possibly on Charles Leclerc, and we do not make the move on Charles Leclerc. And Hülkenberg stays ahead as well. But yeah, actually pretty decent start. Jack Doohan jumps ahead of Liam Lawson as well. So a couple of stuff going on there side by side, Leclerc and Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg still giving Leclerc a run for his money in that kick Sauber, and Leclerc jumps ahead of Hülkenberg, and Doohan are also right behind as well. But yeah, now we gotta hope that Leclerc sort of crawls back into that train. We actually lost a lot of time heading through there, but pretty good opening lap so far of this race, and just going to try to really stay with Hülkenberg and Leclerc, obviously, and it's going to be very important to manage the tires in this first stint. Around like laps 7 to 9, they're going to get a little bit tricky, but we gotta pray for the best. That's honestly what you have to do, and we'll just have to play it how it goes. But Hülkenberg is still giving, still just in the slipstream of Leclerc. And actually, speaking of Hülkenberg, he goes down the inside. He's actually going to cut the track a little bit to make that pass on Charles Leclerc. And Lawson and Ocon's actually on the soft tire, so Ocon on a flying start. Hülkenberg goes down the inside on Leclerc. They're still side by side through there. I believe Alonso was giving Tsunoda a little bargy budge, but Hülkenberg jumps ahead of Leclerc. So the customer team Ferrari is ahead of the works Ferrari. So yeah, that's pretty insane, right? And I don't even think the actual, in the save, I don't think Ferrari has yet to receive a podium. I could be wrong. I don't think they have yet to even get a podium in my career mode save. So I could be wrong. But considering that a works Ferrari is ahead of the main Ferrari, it shows you how slow Ferrari is in the game. But I'm joking, by the way. But lap 3 actually lost out to us, and he's actually 2 seconds behind. So and we're staying with Leclerc as well. But if you see the gap in front, Hulkenberg, he's sort of in that DRS as well, but he's slowly like starting to fall back. And it's just considering that his pace isn't really that great. Later as we go on, and obviously him being in a midfield car compared to us, and you can see he's actually lost the DRS to Fernando Alonso, and actually Fernando Alonso is just absolutely doing some Fernando Alonso things and outperforming his machinery. But yeah, I believe Hulkenberg is like 1.9, maybe 2.3 seconds back, and Leclerc is about half a second behind Nico, and we're roughly about half a second behind Charles. So and obviously they want us to overtake Charles for lap 10. I don't think it's possible, and again, this being the same issue, when you're the third car back in a DRS train, good luck trying to pass, because I'm not really trying to burn the battery, and I'm sort of trying to play the long game. But you can see we're going to have some little DRS chicken going on. You get the detection line right here, so Hulkenberg is going to get that DRS back. Now the main question is he going to get him on the main straight? And you can see the AI straight line speed is still increasingly insane. But Hulkenberg jumps back ahead of Leclerc. Like I said, it's a slingshot thing. And actually, Nico has slight lockup as we approach turn number 1. But yeah, like I said, it's a slingshot at Jeddah. It's very tricky to sort of lose all that time. But 8/10 back now to Charles, sort of backed off through there. We have a yellow flag behind. That might be one of the other Ferraris. That might be Lewis Hamilton. That's actually DNF'd. As we're going to see as we come up in front. And that is Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton's out of the race. I don't know. I think he's got some sort of engine issue. But as a Ferrari DNF at Jeddah, that is not ideal. Let's check up on the GOAT himself, Brad Pitt. Let's see how he's doing. And, well, I actually don't know where he is, but he is somewhere in between the Alpines and the V-Carbs. That actually might be with, that might be Isaac Hadjar or Liam Law. That might be Isaac Hadjar, and maybe Pierre Gasly. So I think he's actually roughly ahead, though, of some of the big guys up in the front. So it's actually really strong. And actually, we're going to look at the map. Yeah, he's actually ahead of a couple of the other guys, but he's sort of in the back. We actually made a mistake through there. We got all that time back, thankfully, and Hulkenberg is in. So Nico pits, not Lawson, Sonoda pits. So yeah, definitely we'll see if we can get it, but I think the overcut is going to be very optimistic. I don't think we're going to get it, but Leclerc might have a good opportunity to jump ahead of Nico. It depends on where Nico is coming out of the train. I believe our next pit stop window is roughly lap 13, and we've actually lost a lot of time to Charles. So Charles definitely was on a push through there. We're going to box this lap. Box goes Apxgp, and yeah, we'll have to see where we jump ahead. I believe Nico is in a massive train of cars. You can see that big gaggle of cars approaching the last corner. It is not a good, pretty train you want to be in. And specifically with the dirty air, it is not ideal, especially you kind of want to manage those tires. But good pit stop from the boys. I think it was about like 2 seconds, so a pretty good stop. But we're going to see where we fan out on the pit exit. And here roughly there's Charles Leclerc. He actually jumped ahead of that train, and there is everybody else. And we've actually fallen in with that train, so we're actually right behind Esteban Ocon. So that is not ideal whatsoever. But yeah, we've lost out. We have lost out on that pit cycle, and it was just the pace. It wasn't there at the end of that stop, and now we got to bring these tires all the way to the end. But Carlos Sainz, he is pushing like hell, and I believe Carlos is on a 2-stop strat. So Ocon and Hulkenberg are fighting, but the straight line speed is still not giving us the power that we need, as we are still very slow in the straights. It's either that or the AI are super rapid in the straights, but I can keep up with them in the corners. So honestly, this feels like F1 22 when it comes to the AI, but they don't drive into the side of you and turn in and all that. But their straight line speed is still pretty much insane. I can only imagine how it's going to be at Las Vegas and Monza. It's probably going to be like extreme. So I don't know how EA still manages to F up the AI, but it's okay. And actually, we're going to let Sainz go. I was going to try to slipstream off him, but look at the exit that Sainz got. I mean, my boy has slingshotted, and he's actually got DRS in front of us. So we failed on that miserably. And even Nico's losing out. Now, to be fair, Sainz is on mediums, and I believe Ocon is on mediums as well. So there's two guys on mediums. Kimi Antonelli is actually behind us, and actually Carlos, he's made a mistake. Carlos has actually gone out wide, and that's the same corner I made a mistake. So Sainz loses out. Antonelli jumps into 12th. So Antonelli has moved up, and he is also possibly on the same strat than us. I believe he's on a one-stop strat, maybe a two-stop strat. But honestly, I kind of didn't even know Kimi Antonelli. I thought Antonelli was up at the front. Maybe I was just mistaken. But he got around us. It was a fairly simple pass. Nothing really to write story. You just have to DRS, and he absolutely slingshot it, and then he got around Hulkenberg in the next corner. So nothing really to write note there. But lap 16 now, and actually Nico's coming in. Nico's pitting. So he's on a two-stop strat. Nico does not think he's going to make it. So now we have to hold on. Pierre Gasly is on a fresh set of I believe he's on a fresh set of hard tires. So Gasly is cooking, and he is going to catch like hell. I believe Gasly maybe has done a two-stop strat, or he has done something. I don't know if he's on a one-stop, but his tire management has really paid off, and he is catching by roughly like about 1.3 seconds a lap. So he is catching, and we are very slow. And if you have watched the F1 24 career mode, if you remember Mexico of the race with we were in the Alpine when we were like P3 and we lost out to P11. Yeah, I'm expecting the same thing to happen here, but with a lot of hungry drivers behind us. So there is Gasly, there's Lawson, there's Doohan, and there is Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is going to be in the top 10. Oh my god, Brad Pitt is cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to retire. Brad Pitt's taking the wheel. But 7/10 though is Pierre Gasly. So yeah, Cube Mexico 2024 all over again, where I have to somehow try to defend with tires that are just not going to work with us. And honestly, I thought we maybe would have had a chance, but it's clearly not, because Gasly is just catching, and he is giving us some hell already. Gasly's all over the back of me, and this is not helping us whatsoever. And specifically, I'm just going to try to sort of just defend from him, but you can see Lawson's also catching as well. Lawson's pace is really good. Lawson's got really good pace, but Gasly goes on the inside. He brakes super early, and now that's actually going to compromise us. As we get a terrible exit, you can see the exit that Gasly has gotten, and still the AI are still OP on the exit. And Liam Lawson, he's got all the stuff in the world. He's got the DRS, he's got the battery, he's got the straight line speed. We go down the inside on Pierre Gasly. We defend pretty well, but this racing is not helping because Brad Pitt is just going to catch us, same as Esteban Ocon. So this is not working whatsoever, and we are very slow. Very slow, and Gasly is still sending his car on the inside line where it should not be going in, but Pierre Gasly doesn't care. Gasly doesn't care what I have to do. He wants to get around us whatsoever. So great racing with the AI. I probably should have backed out there, but I was hoping that Gasly would back out, and he's still not backing out, so we're still side by side. Liam Lawson as well catching up into that train. So and we do not get the DRS from Gasly, so even better. We don't get DRS, and we're going to be threat from behind from Lawson. I think Lawson is going to slingshot around us. In the dirty air, we really just lost out, and through that corner, the understeer was atrocious. But here comes Lawson, and well, actually, I thought Lawson was going to get around us. Nobody does it, but he's going to have a great opportunity on this straight here. He's 2/10 back now. He's actually not far behind, and here comes Lawson, and also going to try to run the outside of Pierre Gasly. Lawson sends one down the inside, and he's still got the outside line, and we're going to defend the inside, and we still relatively defend from Lawson. This is actually for points position as well. This is for the final point. Gasly is gone, but I don't even think I can even stay with Gasly. I'm really struggling just to stay with him. These tires are cooked. I can't do anything. I'm stuck behind the dirty air, and it's not helping. These tires are fried, and I kind of expected the tires to sort of die off in this range, but I didn't expect them to die off this much. But down the inside goes Liam Lawson, and again, I thought he was just going to send it completely, but he does not. And Brad Pitt has entered the party. We actually almost just drove Liam Lawson into the wall. That is my apology. I didn't mean to do that, Liam, but you're putting us under pressure, man. I got to defend somehow, so I almost just pulled a Kevin Magnussen on his ass. But as we go down the inside line, and Lawson still has the outside lane. He's going to get that slingshot. Look at him go on the slingshot, but we got the DRS. But look at the straight line speed that he's got. Unbelievable. And we got no battery. We had to defend from those guys, and here we go, swallowed up like a goose. Here comes Ocon down the inside, and yeah, this is Mexico 2024 all over again. It's just, these AI have just, something with the AI, they have cooked in that second stint. Actually, speaking of bad luck, look at this, Fernando Alonso, he's out. That is terrible for Fernando. He's actually having a really good He was actually doing a really good race, and that was probably the team we could have signed for. But we chose to sign with Apxgp for God who knows what reason, because I didn't realize the car was going to be this bad. But I'm going to stop my complaining because we have to defend for a point, and Ocon is still giving us some hell. But also Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's in a prime position to maybe score a point. Brad Pitt's in a position to score a point. I don't know what strat Brad's on. I don't know if he's on a 2-stop or a 1-stop, but Nico's lost out. Nico's lost out, and he's right behind all those other guys as well. So I don't know when these guys have pitted, but whenever they pitted, I mean, their tires are a lot fresher than us, and Ocon gets ahead, and heartbreak continues because I don't even think I can get around him through here, and you can see the straight line speed. It's not working. Penultimate lap of the race, and I just can't get past. So there goes the point. My point is gone, and my life has been ruined from Esteban Ocon once again, and that's probably his revenge for me taking his seat in 24 and replacing him. So he's just taking his revenge out on me, I guess you could say. But yeah, there goes Brad Pitt on the inside line, and he's going to just stay ahead. He's going to get the slingshot. So yeah, this is terrible. This is really bad. And here comes Jack Doohan, getting passed by a guy that's not even on the grid. This is embarrassing. But Jack Doohan jumps ahead for the final lap of the race. Doohan's actually making I thought he was going to make a threat on Brad, but I guess he does not. So yeah, this was a horror show. This very much was a horror show. I did not enjoy any little bit of that second half. I got absolutely killed in the second half. But coming across the line, the man that has won, I believe, 3 in a row now, Max Verstappen, wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and he's actually going to finish out of George Russell. So George Russell comes home P2. I don't know who is third. That might be Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris. We're going to see when we find out. That is Oscar Piastri coming home in third place ahead of Lando Norris. But final lap, here comes Alex Albon. He's got a good opportunity to also pull a Ocon or Valtteri Bottas at the line. No, it does not. But yeah, what an absolute horror of a race. P13, man, I don't know what the hell happened that second half of the race, but we just got absolutely smoked.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
And now with 4 race victories in a row, Crofty, it shows the power that they have, this stranglehold on the championship, and it's for the others to try and stop them before it's too late.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. And for those that have missed the Dutch national anthem, fear not, it's back again, because Max Verstappen is back on the top step.
And there is the podium. Verstappen wins ahead of George Russell and also Oscar Piastri. So yeah, Verstappen cooking in the career mode. Kind of wish as a Verstappen fan that that success would turn into real life, but it has not worked out, as I'm starting to get depressed. But yeah, all that, I don't know what happened. We just got smoked, and this literally reminds me once again of just how the race went in 2024 at Mexico when we were in the Alpine. If you did not see that episode, actually, I'll link that episode down below when this video gets posted. But if you watch that race, it literally was the same. You couldn't have write a perfect story to that race combined into Jeddah. We literally got smoked. And I didn't look at the tire strat that these guys were on, so I can't remember if they all did a one stop, but that was insane. That was genuinely insane. I seriously have no idea what happened. Seriously, I have no idea. Generally, I was shocked because I was a little bit annoyed in the rig because I really wanted that point, and getting smoked by the AI is the worst feeling in the world. But I mean, I don't know, maybe I should just drive better, you know? Maybe I just gotta drive better. Maybe it's just all skill issue, guys. It's probably just all skill issue. But P13, 2 DNFs. Stroll finishes last. Why am I not surprised? And yeah, don't know what to say really. I really just don't know what to say. But yeah, Ocon scored points, Gasly scored points, Lawson got him at the end. Kimi scores more points, so to be fair, we weren't going to be in the battle with Kimi, but Lawson jumps ahead. I believe actually maybe I think Lawson did jump ahead. So we are, well, 4 points still, tied with Fernando, tied with Gasly, and we sit P7 in the constructor standings. But yeah, not ideal whatsoever. And that sort of ends the triple header sort of stretch of the career mode save. As yeah, honestly, I don't really know what we could have done better. I mean, maybe we could have just drove better, but like I said, you don't really know what happens. But next race is Miami. It is a sprint weekend. Obviously, Miami got a, if you didn't realize, Miami got a LiDAR scanned update. So first race on the new Miami. So that's going to be very much interesting. But we'll try to give Miami everything and try to get some points for Apxgp. But thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you everybody for supporting the career mode. I appreciate you all. I appreciate all the support on the channel so far. You guys have been tremendously amazing. I appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I will see you guys in the next one.